All right, today we are jumping into something incredibly practical, a toolkit for mastering your emotions, taken straight from the ancient Stoics. We're going to build a framework you can literally start using the second this is over, so let's get right into it.
Let me just start with a question. Are you tired of feeling like your entire day can be completely derailed by one rude comment or a frustrating email, or even just getting stuck in traffic? You know that feeling, right? Of being pulled around by your emotions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle. And this is the shift we're aiming for. On the left, you've got someone who's controlled by their emotions, just tossed around by the waves of whatever happens to them. But on the right, you see someone who's in control of their emotions. They're calm, they're centered, even when things get chaotic. Our goal is to get from that first state to the second.
Now, we need to be super clear about what emotional mastery actually means. This is not, I repeat, not about becoming some kind of robot or pretending you don't have feelings. Nope. The Stoic goal is to be unshaken by what happens to you. It's about feeling your emotions, but not letting them call all the shots. It's all about wise management, not total suppression.
And this quote? This is it. This is the absolute core of the entire Stoic philosophy, and it's the foundation for every single tool we're going to talk about. If you walk away with just one idea today, please let it be this one.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? We're going to break it down into 3 parts. First up, mastering your mindset. These are the crucial internal shifts you have to make that really set the stage for emotional control.
The first, and honestly the most critical habit, is understanding this idea of the circle of control. We waste so much mental and emotional energy on things we have zero influence over, like what other people do or what happened yesterday. The Stoic practice is to deliberately pull all your focus back to what you can control, your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. That's it. That's your domain. So here's the practical tool for you. The next time you feel that anxiety or frustration starting to build up, I want you to just pause and ask yourself this one simple question. Is this in my control right now? If the answer is no, and a lot of the time it will be, you give yourself permission to just let it go. It's an amazing mental filter.
And check this out. It's a key Stoic insight. Events themselves are actually neutral. Think about it. A traffic jam is just cars stopped on a road. That's it. It's our interpretation of the traffic jam that creates the emotion. We can choose to tell ourselves, this is ruining my day and feel anger. Or we can choose, hey, unexpected time to listen to a podcast, or just think and feel calm. We choose the story.
You know, so much of our emotional instability comes from outsourcing our own self-worth. We're constantly looking for approval, we're scared of being judged, we basically become puppets of other people's opinions. The Stoic approach is to build your foundation on things no one can ever take from you, your own internal standards, your integrity, your self-respect. When you do that, you become unshakable from the inside out.
And finally, for this section, let's talk about that voice inside your head. Man, it is powerful. The Stoics knew this. They were masters at policing their own inner dialogue. Just consciously shifting from a catastrophic thought like, I can't handle this, to a calm, practical one like, I can handle this step by step. That doesn't just feel a little better. It fundamentally changes your emotional state and your ability to solve the problem.
Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now, let's move on to the second part of our toolkit, practicing your response. These are the active, in-the-moment techniques you can use when your emotions actually get triggered.
Okay, this next one. This might just be the most powerful habit of the whole bunch. It's the idea of inserting a deliberate pause between a trigger and your reaction. Something happens, you feel that flash of anger or frustration, and instead of just instantly lashing out, you create a space. That little space, that pause, that's where your freedom is.
And get this, it doesn't take long at all. We're talking 3 to 5 seconds. That's it. That tiny little gap is just enough time to let that initial emotional spike start to fade, so your rational mind can get back in the driver's seat. This one simple habit can save you from countless regrets.
So what do you actually do in that pause? Well, one of the most powerful things is to practice what's called radical acceptance. See, so much of our pain comes from arguing with reality, right? Yelling, this shouldn't be happening. The Stoic path is to just accept what is happening. Now remember, acceptance doesn't mean you like it or approve of it. It just means you stop wasting energy fighting a battle you've already lost.
And here's the key. Once you've accepted the situation for what it is, you can immediately pivot to this incredibly productive question, okay, what's the best action now?
This question instantly shifts you out of a state of resistance and into a state of problem solving. It's how you take back control.
All right, so we've covered our mindset and how to practice our response. Now for the final piece of the puzzle. Part 3, building your resilience. These are the long-term habits that will make you emotionally tougher over time, like building a muscle.
Now, this next practice is going to sound a little weird at first, but stick with me because it is so effective. It's called negative visualization. It just means taking a few moments each day to calmly imagine things going wrong. Maybe you lose something you value, or a project fails. The point isn't to be a downer, it's to become emotionally prepared for the bumps that are inevitably coming.
And the benefits of doing this are huge. First off, by thinking about what you could lose, you build this incredible sense of gratitude for what you have right now. Second, it obviously makes you more resilient. And third, you basically develop an emotional shock absorber so when bad things do happen, they don't hit you quite so hard.
So, the Stoics had this really cool idea that if you can handle small, voluntary discomforts, you'll be way more capable of handling the big, involuntary ones that life throws at you. Things like taking a cold shower or pushing yourself in a workout, they're not just good for your body. They are training for your mind. They build genuine mental toughness.
In our final tool in the kit is a classic, daily reflection. The great Stoics, even the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, did this every single night. They'd review their day not to beat themselves up, but to learn, to build self-awareness and turn the day's chaos into clarity.
And it's really simple. Before you go to bed, you just ask yourself a few questions. What did I handle well today? Where did I get tripped up by my emotions? And, most importantly, how can I try to respond better if that happens again? This little process turns every single day into a training session.
And so, here we are, right back where we started. It all comes back to this one central idea. Everything we've talked about, every single tool and habit is designed to help you master the one and only thing you truly have control over, your response.
So here's the most important thing to remember from all of this. Emotional control is not some magical personality trait that you're either born with or you're not. It is a skill. It's a muscle that you can build, patiently and consistently, one small choice at a time. So I want to leave you with this one last thought. Life is going to keep throwing challenges and frustrations and curveballs at you. That's a given. That part isn't going to change. The only real question is the one right here. How will you choose to respond?